it's time for us to recognize the recipient of our annual Regional Spirit Award, which is presented to a Milwaukee area business leader who has gone above and beyond the call of duty to promote this area as a great place to live and do business. Dean Amhaus has long been a Milwaukee champion. From 2001 to 2010, he was the president of Spirit of Milwaukee, an organization dedicated to promoting Milwaukee and improving its brand image as a great place to live, work, and play. Since 2010, he has served as president and CEO of the Water Council, the organization that has led the charge to promote and capitalize on Milwaukee's position as one of the world's most significant freshwater technology, research, education, and economic hubs. The Water Council is dedicated to solving global water challenges, supporting innovations in water technology, advancing water stewardship, and promoting Milwaukee's natural water resources. For all that he has done to promote Milwaukee and its position in the freshwater technology sector, please welcome Dean Amhaus, our 2023 Regional Spirit Award winner.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank the BizTimes for this award and recognition. It was a complete surprise when Stacy came into my office and said, "You're getting the Spirit Award." And we're like, what? What did I do? Kind of thing. But I really want to shout out for the BizTimes reporters also. After having interviewed a lot on different things and topics and so forth, is to be able to have reporters who ask good questions, tough questions, but get it accurate. That's the biggest thing that we look for when we're being interviewed for all of us, is just get the story right. And we really appreciate that from the BizTimes. We do get the right stories. And we're okay with the tough questions, frankly, because those tough questions, nobody is perfect on every aspect of things. But if we can demonstrate 90% good things and 10% we've got challenges, it makes us legitimate and real. And that's really important for what we do and accomplish as well. So thanks very much for all of that. I'm sitting here listening to all of these people talk about what they've been able to do and accomplish. And I appreciate hearing from Corey about the Sumatran rhino, because I looked at your website too, and I thought, how do you make the rhino connection to the AI? So thanks for that as well. And I'm also sort of amazed to hear, the AI and the technology that's being developed and executed, because I still go back to the time using the phone with a cord attached to it, putting it into the coupler after you heard the sound and waiting for, the screen to slowly go through. And we were quite excited about that, to see the evolution and the changes that have occurred, over those few years, I'll say. I'm also interested, by the fact that, we've got hydrothermal and coffee, octane coffee, which has at the center water. That is, the key to all of this. And I was asked today to talk a little bit about what is the most remarkable thing in terms of what is the draw for Milwaukee. And it really is just a matter of a few feet away to the east of us, right here, this big body of water, Lake Michigan, and all of the Great Lakes. The fact is, not everybody has that. And I'm sure you have had lots of people who have come to Milwaukee from other places, and they marvel when they fly over and they come over this body of water, and they look out across and they go, that's an ocean, it's a sea. We are very, very fortunate that we have that. And I hear a lot of times people talk about their cities in terms of the assets and the attributes that they have. And it all is wonderful and great, but nobody has what we have out there. And so I think in terms of what we talk about as an asset and the strength of our community is that body of water. And just to give you as an example, if you took every single human being from the world and put them out in that body of water, it would only go up 1 centimeter. There's that much water that is out there, and it's really, really exciting. So I've got 3 things that I'm going to just really talk to you real briefly about. Of course, it's water, but also in terms of being bold and unique. And I think back to, I started out in theater, and it's interesting, is my speech, one of my speech professors, Doc Goldtree, told me one thing that I've carried through for my entire career. Never follow a banjo act with another banjo act unless your banjo act's a hell of a lot better. And I think these entrepreneurs, it makes sense. It really does when you think about it. You don't want to copy. If you're going to copy, do it better. And when you look at these entrepreneurs that we have here today, they're always doing better. They're making things much, much more significant. But also somebody said, too, is about getting plugged into what's going on here in Milwaukee. I've had the fortune of living in other places, talking to lots of different people. But this is a place where literally, as an entrepreneur, you can get plugged into this community. And I lived here, I grew up here in Milwaukee. I saw the 1960s and 70s when the water here was a lot different, I'll tell you. If you grew up here, we had fish in the river. They just floated on the top. And that was the state of the situation. Fortunately, we had the Clean Water Act came into play in the United States. And we had that change. And it took that period of time, but there were bold leaders who said, we're going to make something different. So instead of having people turn their back to the river, we embraced it, we cleaned it up, and now you see this vibrant city and encouragement to be able to take part. It's interesting is to see people going down the river during the summers now. There's actually traffic jams with the boats that are down there. And that is very, very encouraging. But that is also the magnet for the young talent to come here and to be able to stay here as well. But to be able to get plugged in, to be able to have that easy access. And I just want to recognize, we've got two individuals at our table, Gabrielle, who is with a company from France, who has been here for an entire month, water technology company that we've attracted here. Gayatri, who is a UWM graduate student from India. She is working with us on a project that we're working with on the National Science Foundation as well. But these are the young people and the talent that we need to be able to attract here and to be able to plug them into this community as well. And the last thing that I really want to be able to talk about is taking pride in what we have here. And you've heard that a little bit, talked about during the day today. When I grew up here in the 60s and 70s, we were I left for 20 years because there was no opportunity at all. Came back here in the early 1990s, and it's been interesting is because when I left, we never talk proudly about what's going on here. And to see what's occurred through the period of time over the last 20 years, no longer are we in the shadow of Chicago, and we are now literally equal in the sense of being able to attract the attention, and that's what we need to be able to relish and to be able to celebrate as well. We are different than Chicago, we're smaller, but that's absolutely okay. That's absolutely okay because there's so many great attributes that are here, and I think the size, and this is what we talk about with our entrepreneurs from across the world, to come here to Milwaukee, find a place, because you can get plugged into leaders across the entire community very, very easily. And I want to commend all of the young people and the young talent that are here for their pushing and encouraging and saying, I want to be at the table. That is fantastic to be able to do that. And my last call out is something that we're doing right now, which is quite exciting. And my co-leader here is Kathy Henrich with the Milwaukee Tech Hub. Quite exciting for Milwaukee. This past summer, we got an award from the National Science Foundation, and that's a money award. And what we are doing is building out what we believe can be a national center of excellence around water and energy solutions that the rest of the world needs. We have that all here, and our job is to build that out, and it's a collaborative effort. This is so big and outrageously, opportunistic. It's so big we can't do it alone at the Water Council. So we've got the Tech Hub, Wisconsin Technology Council, we've got Rockwell, all these different organizations, and I invite you to be a part of this, what we consider as a game changer for Milwaukee. And that, too, will put Milwaukee in a great place that I think we will then continue to shine a huge light on. So come join us on that journey, and thank you very much to the BizTimes.